could not get any better than this. An NAEU storybook ending on Saturday. And the crowd has made it very clear who they're backing. Alpha 54 over towards Zen as it got away from him. And Zen gets nudged away from the play. We are off and running in a very tense series. The stakes incredibly high for both squads. And it's Chronic, Lieutenant America, who gets the opening goal.
Jack with the demo on Redostin. Open lane, Chronic lands the shot. GENG up as we start things off.
21 seconds into game one, and the first salvo has been fired off. Here's Zen. All eyes on him all through the weekend. Would he deliver as advertised? What a win by Jack, as Nolly will bring that indirect to Central, but nobody else is there, so here goes Redostin. Redostin under Chronic, and Nolly there for the save.
You gotta keep eyes on Redostin here this series. Obviously did not have a great showing against BDS, and it was very evident. Can he also get back into these for Vitality? If he has a poor showing, this is gonna be a short series.
Chronic over against Alpha. It falls towards Zen. When will he come alive? He's got 10 goals so far. He does lead Vitality.
Oh.
It's Alpha's shot. Redostin high and wide as well. And now Zen. Throw it netward. Alpha's there, and it's blocked away. Demo's all over, but still nothing into the GENG net, as apparently Jack sends that away. Alpha to follow. Chronic couldn't get to it, and we're all tied.
Vitality pressure coming through. Demo's on the play, and the crowd can boo as much as they want to, but that is efficient out of Alpha 54. He gets up there in time, and this game's all equalized.
You probably hear those boos as far as Fenway. 1-all. Less than a minute and a half gone by. Jack opting for the boost, not going for the ball, so Chronic is there. Nolly is not after he's deleted off the field for a moment, and Alpha gets tied up on the side. Here goes Zen. Flip, reset. Left it for Alpha if he could follow, but he couldn't. It was well defended by GENG.
You're seeing Vitality just, again, control all of the space in the midfield. They've got GENG on the back end. Still haven't seen many opportunities for GENG to break out, as they still are trying to fight for control in the midfield.
Wonder where the timeout factors in here for both squads. One team with the benefit of their coach standing behind them, and a very accomplished one at that with Team Vitality. You know Ferrer will play a huge role in this series one way or another. As here goes Redostin. Over towards Alpha in the corner, but he gives way as Jack is allowed to clear, only as far as Zen. Jack still way up high, and Alpha pitches that one back into the zone. Here comes Redostin, and he could not break the tie, nor could Alpha. Zen will give it a look, but this should be cleared away. Redostin give it a look, and Nolly has it out.
Still worrying signs on the side of Vitality. Again, Alpha with that whiff. We saw a couple of those in the BDS series. Not necessarily back in form. That's a close shot. Chronic couldn't get the touch. It's an own goal, and Vitality will go up.
I understand Chronic is a good goal scorer, but this is unlucky. Zen just threw it a little bit high and wide. Chronic, unlucky. 2:22. Vitality jumps in front on a disaster class out of GENG. Nolly couldn't get this out of the zone. Redostin and Zen were there. Redostin there from the back to disrupt that play, and then Alpha eats a demolition again. GENG have been very, very physical here at this event, and it has paid off.
Need to get a little bit more physical, though, in order to keep Vitality up into their own end. They've been utilizing space real well. Here's an infield pass. Here's Alpha 54, forcing his way through. Vitality up by 2.
They know exactly what their role is here. They know they're the villains. They are undeterred. Right down the middle, inside 2 minutes, and Vitality looking to seize control of game one. It takes incredible mental fortitude in this kind of environment for a team like this to perform at this level. You wouldn't know that all this is going on around them by watching them on the field as this goes back towards their net, and Alpha's got it calmly to the corner.
Vitality, you can definitely tell, again, that talk after the loss to BDS starting to show its worth. Everybody's a little bit more locked in on the side of GENG. Going to keep up the momentum from earlier in today. You know, that match against Lig was so long ago. Can they get set here in this series? Right now, Jack just trying to set something up. Chronic playing this off the corner. You're seeing Noli's perspective. He's just waiting for this to get centered. Tries to go for it, but Rodostin has to clear.
Numbers advantage. Back the other way. Noli trying to scream back. He'll at least grab that corner boost. He's in position. So too is Chronic. Who's going to make the save? It's Noli. As Zen is denied yet again. Didn't have a whole lot behind that shot. And Vitality might feel like they kind of let an opportunity slip by there after two GENG attackers ended up deep in Vitality territory.
Things starting to get a little sloppy here. Final minute remaining though. Vitality seem in control, up by 2. It's gonna be up to GENG to try to force the issue. They gotta stop Alpha there. Good on Jack to clear it away for the double, but Zen's right back putting that one on target.
Into the final 45 now. This one thrown forward. It is apparently Jack beaten by Alpha. And then the corner boost won by Alpha as well. So GENG gonna be handicapped trying to get out of their own zone. It's Zen now needing a second touch. He's got it. Now a third, and apparently Jack had it read the whole way. And GENG at least stays alive with a sliver of hope in game 1. That ball downfield won't be followed up, and Zen can collect it to the corner. And GENG are going to run out of time here in game 1 unless somebody gets a big, big win here at the midfield.
Time ticking down. Vitality just have to play the 50 game. Noli wants to set something up here, but as Alpha, he gets another challenge, and the clock is about to hit 0. GENG will try to get one for the road. Rodostin says no. Vitality take game 1.
And a Boston cheer for the French squad as Team Vitality didn't give GENG much hope. I mean, you had the own goal that put Vitality in front, and from there they never looked back. And it never felt like in the entire second half of this game that GENG had a path back into this game. That was clinical out of Vitality, and you couldn't ask for much more if you're Coach Farah.
Take a look at the Mobile 1 high performance replay. Even though GENG had that hot start, Vitality able to get that surge back. You got to start thinking about how things ended up in the midfield here, especially looking back towards the BDS series. Vitality really struggled in order to get control because a lot of challenges from BDS happened in the air. GENG ended up giving them that space in game 1 and was punished for it heavily. We'll see if they can make some adjustments.
Well, I know there are several thousand people here inside Agganis Arena who want to see those adjustments made. But they are up against a buzzsaw. This is a team in Vitality that won 3 regionals in a very difficult region in what many would say is the superior region. Isn't that right over there, Bates? So now they've got to take all that they've learned over the past month and a half and channel that in to just focusing on the game as we get set to go to Forbidden Temple for game 2.
Tension building, pressure in the lower bracket. Vitality has won. Can GENG equalize here? Game 2 underway.
Just got a piece of that. Zen then got demolished. Alpha for Rodostin, and apparently Jack kept it out, but he couldn't keep it out a second time. Radostinho gets one on the board.
This is right off the kickoff. Alpha with that possession ended up giving that straight to Rodostin. Great initial shot from him. You can tell he understands the individual improvement that he's been able to make over the course of that first game, keeping that momentum into game 2, and now he's rewarded with the goal.
I think many would agree Rodostin really struggled in their upper bracket match earlier today. It's great to see a bounce back from him, getting the first goal so early on in game 2. Big flick on from Zen, and that's Zen only halfway out of the zone. Alpha did a good job keeping it in. Zen's got to get up to this as well. There is no room for rest at all on either half of the field. You blink once, and it could be all over. Chronic will bring this all the way across. Second touch. Look at how all of Vitality were just kind of in a conga line all the way back into their own zone. They don't get punished for it just yet. They still have some work to do to clear the center line. Zen's going to do exactly that. Rodostin coming on as well, trying to win that race to the corner boost. And now Alpha diving in as well. There's not a whole lot of spacing on either side here. Everybody just kind of jamming up in one corner or another. And whoever breaks out will have a significant advantage. It doesn't look to be GENG. They were still all clumped up. Vitality does break out, and now they've got to play defense.
Yeah, we haven't really seen GENG with consistent offense. Oh, Jack, good shot there, but blocked away by Alpha 54. Chronic trying to keep this one in play, and Jack also looking to run disruption out in the front, trying to see if he could get a couple of bumps. Ended up unsuccessful. GENG struggling in terms of getting that physicality in terms of vitality, been able to just dodge all sorts of bumps, keep things working for them now, but maybe a chance here. Jack puts the shot on, and it's in!
Free ball off the backboard. You're not gonna get away with this too often. Alpha tried, but unfortunately it's his last touch that puts it in. They almost kept it out. They're all knotted up though, with a boatload of Rocket League left to go here in game 2. Here goes Radosin. Got it cleanly through, and Nolly's there to sweep it away. Chronic with a full tank. Jack running forward. He may still be involved in this play unless he completely rotates out. As Nolly is there, he let it go, and Jack's got to have it, and he does.
Good touchdown from Jack. You can see it straight to Chronic as well. Looking to try to pass out in transition. But Vitality, he's kept a mark on that as well. Here's Nolly, though, trying to get this over Radosin. Wanted a good flick, but Radosin, great awareness here as he's been leveling up. Double taps there off the back wall. Vitality looking to add some pressure. Zin trying to get the follow-up, but it's not going to be in. Off to the side, and Chronic can take this on the side wall again.
Boston looking for a reason to roar again as GENG work out of their own zone. It's Alpha. Zen in behind him. Radosin lurking as well. Chronic's got to be careful. Alpha could still play this. He does right back into Nolly as we pass the halfway mark of game 2. And Vitality gets another out of Radosin.
And you can see a little bit of the miscommunication there as well. I think Jack thought Nolly had that. He's going off the back wall. Whiffs there, and yeah, Jack left flat-footed. Now Vitality with the lead. 2:22 on the clock. GENG still time for them to get into this game.
Alpha and Radosin each have a pair of goals now for Vitality in this series, and Alpha sets himself apart from the rest of the field. He's got another.
Oh man, kickoff straight to Alpha, follows it up, and there it is with the double. Things starting to get out of hand here for Ben Temple. 3-1 now. As if GENG can't stop the bleeding, they're going to be going down 2-0 in the series. We might even see a timeout from them.
I mean, we would almost have to, right? Here goes Jack to center. Chronic couldn't get around on it. He was too close to the net. Coming across, Nolly indirect towards the net, and Radosin, not the best touch. Here's Jack trying to bounce it through, and it caught a lot of traffic on the way. Now Chronic will give a chance. He just couldn't get to that ball coming out of the corner, so now Nolly. Forward, eats a demo. Chronic for Jack to get back one. No. And Chronic getting bullied around by Zen. Alpha went past this ball. Uncharacteristic mistake out of him. And a chance for GENG to capitalize with a couple of demos and still turned away left empty-handed.
Even Zen, low boost there, able to get that back into the midfield. Great defense on the side of Vitality. A little bit of a fake on the play. They're trying to get that drop down, but now Chronic has to retreat. GENG have great ideas. You can see it develop, but the execution has been lacking.
GENG trying to almost outfox Vitality, and Team Vitality is not falling for anything. They're not leaving anything open. Radosin, good touch, but there's Chronic. Left it back, nobody there. Here goes Zen. This could be real trouble, but Nolly's there instead. Final minute now of regulation. GENG trailing by 2 again. This was the scoreline in game 1. Little to suggest it won't be the scoreline in game 2. Chronic going to work. Radosin around Jack. Nolly retreating. So Radosin's going to have free reign on this ball as well. He'll run forward, steal boost, and Alpha is denied. Zen making sure there's no quick counter.
And I mean, so impressive to just be able to stay on the ball. The way he's been able to move things around has been very key for Vitality in this game. Strong clear from him downfield as 30 seconds remain. Vitality will look to kill the clock. GENG need to play now.
Nolly infield for Jack, and Zen watched it through traffic all the way. Again, not phased one bit. Jack trying to get out there, he could not. Nolly didn't clear it away, and the final seconds will tick away. Time will once again run out on GENG, and Team Vitality is halfway to Championship Sunday.
2 back-to-back wins on the side of Team Vitality. The pressure was immense from them as they ended up putting on 5 shots. Even though Jack himself had 6, it just really didn't feel like GENG's pressure was something worth noting. They would get the ball upfield, take a couple of opportunities, but every time it just seemed like Vitality had that entire situation handled.
Yeah, it seems like they've just had not quite a stranglehold on this series. They have been close games up to a point, but in the later stages of games, Team Vitality, it just felt like they have, in fact, dominated the end game. And that's what GENG is going to take a timeout here to try and solve that puzzle. The extra minute plus here to try and turn things around, and maybe more importantly, slow down the momentum of Team Vitality.
You see the crowd just starting to get riled up a little bit. In his last hope, he's going to need all the energy here in Agganis Arena. They're not in a good spot. Vitality has showed up and said, we know how to make adjustments when we get beat. You need to when you play at a stage like this. The question is, can GENG do that against a team that has been so dominant in the face of Europe? We finally see weakness in them, but GENG needs to be able to capitalize in this perfect opportunity.
It's a crowd that's trying to rally. They've kind of been forced to sit on their hands a little bit, waiting for a reason to get up out of their seats to see GENG in front in a game. It's been for very little in this series that they've had any kind of lead. Chronic had the opening goal, and since then, there has not been much to cheer about. So now we get ready for Game 3. The ever iconic backdrop of DF8 Stadium will serve as the turning point. It must for GENG, otherwise they will be facing quadruple match point with their tournament on the line. It doesn't normally get to that level. They're gonna need a lot more of it as we get set for game number 3.
Off the tactical timeout, kickoff in favor of Team Vitality. They're gonna look to jump right back into the driver's seat. What did GENG discuss, and can they put it into play immediately? Gonna be the big question. First things first though, gotta get out of their own half.
Zen will collect this. Oh, he picked his spot, almost threaded the needle. Nolly got a piece of that ball as well. Zen trying to grab that midfield boost on his way up. He did get it. Now Radosin stuffed by Nolly, so Zen called back into action. Second touch not there. So here's apparently Jack with nobody jumping over there. He played that to just an open space that nobody occupied. It's a turnover to this man, Zen, and he got some help coming in from Radosin. Here goes Alpha now. And Vitality just continuing to abuse the GENG backboard and set up camp on this half of the field.
But we have seen teams be able to come back, even though they've been stuck on a defensive end for a while. All it takes is one good breakout. GENG looking for that breakout, though. I mean, rotations have been great, and still have the shots. Alpha 54, a laser into the back of the net.
Well, he has always had this ability. And GENG just got a rude reminder of how deadly he is. All smiles now for Alpha, Radosin, and Zen. They've got a lead now in game 3. GENG at some point are gonna have to chase this game. It is Zen up ahead to Radosin, and an open net that he could not convert. He just couldn't catch up to it with 0 in the tank.
Okay. Well, he'll have another shot at it. This time, Alpha will try to assist. Radosin will try again. Will get blocked out there. Could have been a 2-goal lead for Vitality, and we may end up needing to come back to look at that if they end up dropping this game. But a little bit of chaos and a lot of awkwardness in the midfield. Here's Alpha having a good performance so far this series, looking to keep that going. Even when sometimes his teammates don't necessarily have it, he can step up. Will he be able to stop Jack? He will. And he gets it straight to Zen. Just the way he's been able to move with the ball is just absolutely impressive.
Oh, here goes Alpha. Uncontested on the backboard, and he strikes again.
I'm talking about him for a reason. Look at this. Off the backboard, he's gonna make you pay for it every single time. Alpha with the double, and also the second goal. He's 2 for 2 here in game 3.
Apparently, Jack, a little bit of an eye roll there. He had a great view of that spike from Alpha. Here goes Zen going to work. Over to Alpha. Everything's coming up Vitality now as apparently Jack scrambles back and denies Radosin a first goal here in game 3.
Every time they even try to move upfield, it just feels like they overextend. Vitality brings the ball the other way, and then here we go. We see them stuck on defense. Vitality, their rotations have been pristine as they've been able to take control. We're halfway through game 3, though. All GENG need is 1. We've seen them surge, but so far, still scoreless.
If we had a heat map, it would be ice cold on the orange half of the field. Everything has been on GENG's half. Alpha just dancing around. There's the demo, but apparently Jack will thwart the play. 2 minutes remain now in a game that mentally you feel like GENG must win. They will not be out just yet, but they'd be looking at an almost insurmountable climb. Zen from the corner, all day to play this, but he gave it away, and apparently Jack will collect. He's only got 5 in the tank. He's given that one away. And Vitality, maybe a bit of a double there between Zen and Alpha, so that kind of stalls the attack. Radosin, oh, he's dropped it in! Everybody shoots and everybody scores today for Vitality.
Radosin finally finds the mark, gets a great read off the double, and drops it just under the crossbar. Vitality are taking this series by storm. 3-0, a minute 35 to go. They have kept GENG on their own half. They have locked them down on defense, and they continue to increase the scoreline. But Jack strikes back.
Deuces now for apparently Jack his 22nd goal. That leads all scorers in this match in the tournament. But still an uphill climb. 2 more goals needed for GENG just to get to overtime. Forget actually winning the game, as Jack will go back to work, trying to dive bomb down onto that, but Radosin got to it first. Chronic playing it back, hoping there'd be a respawn over there. There was not. And now Nolly. Full boost, and the ball to apparently Jack. Nolly got a touch there, but it's been a real mess coming out of the zone, and that's just happened far too often for GENG in this series. It has not happened for this squad, who continue to play with a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, you even saw that from Zen, was able to get past 2 in the air, didn't even need to put the ball in a dangerous spot to do it. Jack, though, trying to lead the charge, has the flip, use it to send it over to the side. Noli off the corner to Chronic. Chronic, the shot, oh, just off the post. GENG don't have too many opportunities left.
Just barely cleared away from the crossbar by Radosin. It falls to Alpha. He'll sky it up, waterfall down, and it's cleared away by Chronic.
30 seconds, they gotta go. Jack, up in the air once again. Chronic was trying to look for a bump, but instead has to rotate out. Noli won't be able to get a piece of it. Here goes Chronic. Can he create something here? Jack tried to get the pre-jump early, but Alpha with that cutout. Vitality there letting nothing happen as Zen puts that one through and puts the dagger in game 3.
Yeah, it's hard to fault GENG there. They're trying to go back to their roots with the pre-jump plays because they realize they've got to throw the dice every now and then if they're going to get by this Vitality defense. And now looks of frustration setting in now for GENG as they realize they're down 3 goals. They're about to be down 3 games. Final countdown here at DFH Stadium. It is Alpha all the way across. He'll stay with it. Zen looking maybe for one more for the road. It does not matter. Team Vitality has utterly dominated NA's last hope for 3 games.
And NA's last hope is looking hopeless at this stage of the game. Down 3-0 to a Team Vitality that has stepped up and elevated when they were knocked down. This is not a team to take lightly, Stacks, and they are proving it every single game, 1 game at a time.
No timeout remaining. GENG burned that going into this game, and all they had to show for it was the lone goal out of apparently Jack. And a confident Team Vitality, not a cocky Team Vitality, but a confident team knowing that they still have a little bit of work to do here.
Take a look at the mobile one, high performance replay. And again, signs of life there on the side of GENG. They can create the plays, but again, we've seen Vitality. It just seems like they have them read like a book. The way they've been able to intercept plays in the midfield, the way they've been able to dodge the demos, and then also counterattack to the point where it's a free backboard almost every time. I think we saw 3 double tap goals in that game off of Vitality. Everybody getting involved as well. Backs against the wall, no timeouts, no room for error. GENG has to make a last stand right here, right now.
It is not 100% of the building behind GENG. You can see there is a French contingent here, hoping to see Vitality march on to Championship Sunday. They got to be feeling really good as we head to Utopia. One more needed for Team Vitality.
Vidostin sets it up for Zen. Zen trying to find that left side of the net. Jack will be able to pick this one up, trying to force it downfield. Demo on the play, it'll be Vidostin getting taken out. Even though Vitality already up to a start, GENG seems like they still are in this one. Normally, you get to this stage, you see a team that just attacks and controls the field like Vitality. Sometimes it can get into your head. GENG don't look like that's the case so far in the opening of Game 4.
They have taken hostile territory and turned it into a neutral ground as this is thrown central. Jack is there, but not in time. Nolly trying to play that in the general direction of Chronic, but he could not. And here comes Vidostin, here comes Vitality around Nolly. Chronic will bring this to ground. Staying with the play, Jack lurking very close. Nolly to his left, he could not get it to him, and Chronic will have to pick up the scraps. That's a giveaway. Right to Alpha 54. Cleared for takeoff, but denied by apparently Jack.
Defense set there on the backboard, but Zin has it for free. That's a good setup. Vidostin blocked by Chronic. Chronic trying to stop Alpha from putting that one through, and Jack dodges the demo and gets that one to the corner, out of danger as Vitality is starting to swarm.
Not a chance that had a whole heck of a lot of opportunity to get through, but it forced GENG to defend the net directly and let Vitality steal more boost. GENG have been really hurting in that department throughout this whole series. They got plenty in the tank right now, but Jack using all that boost only to get a bump in the air. Vidostin's right back onto it, and the pitch goes wide to the corner. Alpha was looking for boost to steal, finding none, but Zen will pick Nolly's pocket. Chronic has to avoid contact, and Jack has to watch that go harmlessly across the face of the goal, and it is still absolute chaos in front of the GENG net. Zen was a decoy for Vidostin, and Vitality leads again!
You can see it on Jack's face. He had the boost, flat-footed there. He thought Zen had a flip. Vidostin comes through, puts the shot on, and Vitality have set the clock. 2:53 remaining. If GENG cannot get on the board, they will be done here in the Spring Major.
That's the sign of a player that's living up to the hype. He got all the respect in the world and used that to his advantage. Oh, this goes across as Vitality was all jammed up in the corner, but GENG could not make them pay for it. There have been opportunities like that GENG haven't capitalized on, and they're going to be kicking themselves for not taking advantage. This kicks out, though. A break for GENG. Nolly, can he get to it? Yes, he can, past Zen, but it's Alpha 54 right there, not letting the ball get any closer to the net.
GENG feels like sometimes they're playing from behind, now trying to control the ball and change the pace. Jack's up early, but look at that, Zen, great read across, Alpha's there, and it's another goal! Even when it looks like GENG get the push, Vitality put up the wall and just send it right back the other way.
With the speed Vitality's playing with, it's looking like GENG's just 3 spacemans out there. This has been wild. 2-0 now to Vitality. Here goes Nolly. They've got to get something going. Anybody's got to step up at this point. Nolly does! Oh, what a save by Alpha! There's Chronic to follow it, and Agganis Arena comes alive!
Look at this from Nolly, gets the flip over Vidostin, puts Alpha in a tough spot. Zen can't make contact and gets punished for it. Still life here for GENG, but they need one more if they want to be in this game. Really.
We want to be in this game, want to be in this series, want to be in this tournament when the next 2 minutes expires. This is apparently Jack. Chronic's over there too. He's trying to find his way around deep in his own territory. Here he goes, through the air for Noli, and Zen is there just a little bit quicker.
It's a speed test at this point. Noli, though, does get a big demo.
Gotta convert.
Tries to get that one towards Chronic, and Chronic was also looking for some disruption. Either way, Zen had a great read on that play. Alpha clears it out. Noli there to send it to Jack. Jack back to Noli. Noli, bang! GENG equalized!
That is by far their best and prettiest play of the day. Oh, what a finish. It still was right at the defender and bounced in, but they will take it. GENG sees the ball go into Vitality's net for the first time off of Noli's car. And now apparently Jack will lob it forward. Zen, catch and release right into Chronic, who almost scored. He hit the crossbar.
Start to see GENG surge, though. They've had control, they've had the possession. We approach the final minute. How much more gas do they have in the tank? Vitality is ready and waiting for a mistake. Alpha trying to set up for the double. Will get it. A little bit awkward there on the side of GENG. Radossin off the back wall. Chronic taking his time, low on boost, but will get the flick over, clearing away the danger.
That was well defended by Chronic too. He did not panic, realized what he had to do, even though he didn't have any boost in the tank. Here goes Zen though, just ahead of Chronic, but now Noli can send it downfield. Chronic is there!
He's got it!
Radossin couldn't get it! GENG leads!
For the first time, they have the lead. They've been able to battle back. 33 seconds remaining. Can they hold on?
This will be a long 33 seconds for GENG. Apparently Jack full tank of boost. It's an awkward bounce though, and he couldn't read it. That's a real tough mistake to live with. Here goes Zen. It's
Alpha.
loose for Alpha, who hit the post. Oh, everybody's hit that right-hand post at some point in this tournament.
You can see Vitality, they wanted the attack. Eyes gleaming, looking for an opportunity. They need to create something here.
Yep.
Demo on the play. Zen gets the bump. Alpha has an open net, and we're all tied!
Unbelievable. What was it? It was Chronic, I believe, that got destroyed. Noli left in no man's land. And GENG rattled with 3 seconds left. Overtime looming unless Alpha can break their hearts. Chronic in the way, and the clock strikes 0. We go to OT.
This is the best GENG have looked offensively, but it has not been enough. Vitality is making them earn it every step of the way.
They scored as many in this game as they have all series, but here goes Alpha. He can stay with it.
Zen!
Free ball for Zen for the win!
Zen finishes it! How fitting! Alpha sets it up, and Zen knocks it down!
Great pass, nice shot, good game. Vitality sweep GENG out of the spring major. And what a performance. Vitality will make it 4 for 4, getting to Sunday in this final split of the regular season.
My goodness, what an ability, what resilience on the side of Team Vitality. You have to think about it, the series against BDS, abysmal. The bounce back, phenomenal. You saw the desk, you saw the chat, everyone in favor of GENG. It looked like, hey, maybe these guys can finally believe, but no, they are not done yet. What a performance out of, honestly, everyone.
Yep.
The elevation was for all 3 of them. They truly look like the 3-headed Hydra we've seen all split.
We've seen a lot of teams on American soil get rattled when they come out against a North American squad, even if it's only one true American on the pitch. And it's a different feeling. It's a whole different thing when you're not just competing with the 3 across the way, you're competing with the 3,000 plus, many thousands in the arena. And Vitality weathered the storm. That is as mentally tough a performance as we've seen all week long.
Honestly, yes. To not only go up against a surging GENG team, but to also the surging crowd behind them. They kept this arena quiet for a majority of the series. And we talked about taking over. They did in that series for sure.
It was a brilliant performance out of GENG, dropping down to the lower bracket oh so early on and making this run all the way through to the very tail end of Saturday. One more look at the Mobile One High Performance replay as we get treated to a shootout in Game 4. And it looked like GENG had the answer. Finally, those second and third chance opportunities found their way into the net. But then disaster strikes with merely 3 seconds left. And that one right there from Chronic should have been the game winner. Instead, heartbreak. And now on stage, a victorious coach who certainly had a lot to say about this dub with Subi.
Thank you very much, Sax. I'm joined on stage by the mastermind of Team Vitality, Farah. Farah, it seemed like from Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, all the way the entire series, you guys were in complete control. What about GENG's games play led to you dominating?
Yeah, I don't think it was about GENG. It was just like no one would have beaten us in this specific moment. I think we took the loss really hard at heart earlier. We took, a lot of time to, regroup and yeah, just realize what we needed to do in order to win there. And yeah, everyone was on point, and we didn't do any of the mistakes we did in the previous series, and we were like ready for the lower brackets.
Well, you brought up the loss, and this is the first time we've seen you guys fall to a lower bracket this entire spring split. So we haven't seen resiliency from you until this moment. So what was said to the team? I saw you guys talking in the back. What were you guys talking about to prepare for this matchup?
It wasn't easy because we didn't have a lot of time, and I know there is a lot of expectations around us, but we trust us, we trust ourselves. We knew what we had, we knew we didn't show what we needed to do in order to win earlier against BDS, and BDS was extremely solid. But we were so ready. You put any team in front of us right now, and they get destroyed.
I can tell there's a sense of confidence about all of you. There's a look in your eyes that I'm getting from you where this is business. You're here to complete a job, and the job's not quite done yet. But for you guys, you brought up the expectations. You've had them all season long. What's it like to live up to those expectations to this point? You guys won 3 regionals. You're winning here. Does it feel good to finally, okay, hey, we're doing this the right way?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, the split so far has been incredible. I don't think anyone expected that. And overall, even if tomorrow we lose again, which can happen, even if you play your best, sometimes things aren't meant to be. But I feel like right now, and with what we showed today, like, we can be proud of us, and it's a good, like, extremely good preparation for Worlds next month, which is like our real and true objective.
No, I think that's the objective of every team that tries to get into the RLCS, that plays in the RLCS. You want to hoist that trophy. Sure, majors feel good, but a World Championship would forever put your name on Champions Field. But one last question for you. I know you want to get to the boys. They want to celebrate. You came into Boston. You guys were obviously heavy favorites, but to hear the boos, does that do anything for you? Does it fuel you? Do you just kind of silence it? I'm curious what it does for a coach, for a player, when you've got fans like that.
I mean, I don't hold the controller anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. I think like it really motivated the guys to, show and yeah, show you guys. And I'll add something. I know all of you are disappointed, obviously, because NA doesn't have any teams anymore. But this esports is really special because all of you guys show up and get excited and make noise. It doesn't matter. Cheer against us if you want. I don't care. We don't care. We like it. But you guys are what makes this very special. And yeah, it's important you guys show up and cheer for Go for tomorrow. Thank you.
You always have such a great way with words, and I appreciate your time so much. I invite you to go back to the back room, get ready with your team, because the stage is officially set for Championship Sunday, my friend.